Have you ever had that inner hunch, that still small voice, that inner nudge, and ignored it, only to find out later on that you were right? Huh. Yeah, that sucks. But we're going to talk about that right now on A Spiritual Remedy. Welcome to A Spiritual Remedy, my friends. This is where we provide spiritual support for people in recovery. My name is Sunshine Daye, and it's a joy to be here with you to talk about those hunches, that inner voice, that inner guidance that we sometimes ignore. And only to discover that if we had paid attention and really listened, that life could be different. And it is one of the most confusing parts of our recovery, because how does that inner guidance actually work? You see, many of us were taught that spiritual guidance only comes very drastically: the parting of the Red Sea, the booming voice from the sky, or some undeniable sign. But in real life, in real time, that is rarely how it happens. Instead, guidance often shows up as something very subtle: a hunch, a quiet inner knowing, or this gentle feeling. This is right for you. This is not right for you. And the challenge that many people in recovery have is that they have spent so many years doubting themselves. I mean, and rightly so, right? We've listened to that inner voice that said, go get some dope, go get some alcohol or drugs, or go engage in this risky behavior that is not for our good. And of course, we've also been told that we're too broken or too impulsive or too unreliable, and that we should not trust our inner self. We've been told your best thinking got you here. Huh. So when we dismiss that still small voice, when we dismiss that inner guidance, we sometimes do that by calling it a coincidence or imagination or overthinking. But what if those small moments, what if those moments are actually that indwelling power and presence communicating as us, with us, through us, not loudly, but lovingly, and not dramatically, but consistently? I mean, learning to recognize these subtle signs can completely change how we move through life. That's been my experience, is learning to tell the difference between the voice of the indwelling power and presence and the guidance and the many ways indwelling power and presence moves through me to guide me to what is for my highest and best. And I'm here to tell you that you can have the same. Now, a real higher power doesn't exist somewhere outside of you. It's that presence that lives within us. I mean, even Bill Wilson said that deep down within every person is that fundamental idea of God. And he also says that the great reality can be found within, and it is only within where the great reality can be found. That means that you don't have to travel far for your guidance. What we get to do is to slow down, be still, be silent enough to listen and to feel the vibration of a loving presence guiding us and being the solution to all of our daily living problems. It sometimes feels like a sense of calm, a sense of clarity, that quiet pause that says, wait, don't speak yet. That quiet nudge towards kindness, or even that redirect. Over time, you can begin to recognize the difference between the voice of fear and the whisper of wisdom. And it takes practice. Fear is loud and urgent and pressed, and guidance is usually calm and simple and steady. And the more we practice listening, the more we practice being in tune and in alignment, the easier it becomes to trust that indwelling guidance. So, here is a quick and simple and easy micro spiritual practice that will help uh, put you in touch with trusting that still small voice within. This only takes about 60 seconds. And I invite you to just take a slow breath in and a slower breath out. And in the quiet of that breath, simply ask, is there something I already know that I've been ignoring? And just listen. Maybe something comes, maybe nothing comes. Maybe a small thought appears, and maybe you remember a feeling that you've pushed aside. But whatever arises, beloved, just notice it. Because this practice begins to rebuild the trust with your inner guidance system. And over time, those hunches, those holy whispers, they become easier to recognize. You don't have to figure this out alone. That presence within you already knows the direction towards peace, towards sobriety, towards abundance and clarity and freedom and love and joy and all of the things that your sober life craves. Your only job is to learn to listen, to learn to be in alignment, and then to take action once it has been revealed to you. And know this, that the most powerful guidance doesn't shout, it whispers. So if you like this and want to receive more content just like this and more spiritual support just like this, make sure to go to our website, vidaslc.org, where you can find more resources and support. Until the next time, know that you are loved.